find you a bucky.
It's not a bucket. It's a Hilux.
iDiskiTV powered by World Sports Betting. iDiski Times 0.0 Bafana Bafana 2 Mozambique 0. Ilizwe laseLorenco Marx isigezo sabantu abamhlophe abafika eEurope bafika babiza amazwe ethu ngamagama abo. Lorenco Marx uligama name nesurname yomuntu wabona ba yena makabize ilizwe laseMozambique elogama neAngola one of them. Kwaliwa ke nge-1980s babaleka icho ke incwadi kaRoger Disa uba ngenye imini babehleli besonga izandla besitya ubutyebi bethu base-Afrika ngapha eMozambique. Bafika abantu abamnyama eMozambique bathi fokofani hayi ke bahamba ngenyawo abantu abamhlophe basuka ngapha eMozambique bahamba ke bathi chu bazapha eMzantsi Afrika ngenhlahla yabo ngela xesha kwakukho urhulumente obandlululo wabantu abamhlophe wafika kwabamkela ngezandla ezishushu abantu abamhlophe basasazeka ke ababesuka eMozambique bazi members ne-citizens lapha eSouth Africa besuka kwamanye amazwe zanga kubekho nto ethi xenophobia kwatsha kwacema bamkeleka ke kurhulumente wabantu abamhlophe. Lilizwe ke nembali yaseMozambique namhlanje kudlaliwe umdlali waseMozambique owabe nefuthe elikhulu eSouth Africa nguTiko Manuel Bukwane. Is the only Mozambican player to have over 100 goals in South African football in the Premier Soccer League era. So we salute him and all the people of Mozambique as well. Lindo Pep, our analyst, what did you make of the game, sir?
Mr. Nkeki kunjani?
Yes, sir.
Yazi mawusmayela kanje kushuka kunento ofuna ukuyisho.
No, I'm looking at the spectacles like they're confusing me. Like you're very stylistic. You see yourself is more than just yourself.
Yeah.
You package yourself. It's more than just the words that come out of your mouth, which is the advantage that you have. Because Tina, I'm fat, I don't care. As long as the thing that comes out of my mouth has substance, I think I'm good. And as long as I can make money and become successful from where I come from, I always think I'm good. But then there's younger guys like yourselves, right? And the new generation. For them, it's the they don't actually emphasize the substance. It's the look first, and then the substance maybe is secondary. With you actually have that decent balance of substance plus the look as well. So you care about how you look. I'm still trying to figure out what is it in the spectacles. There's it's because it's against your eyebrows. I think there you go.
No, besides, Mr. Nkeki, I understand my journey in South African football. That I never played professionally.
That's not important.
Yeah.
The media space is big enough for all voices to be heard, and we can be important whether we played or not played. Many of us are actually very substantial, and I will make individually millions more than the people who played football because my voice is very important, and I took advantage of opportunities that created themselves because I wasn't drinking alcohol. I was looking for opportunities in South African football, and I took them. Whether I played or not is immaterial. Never let anyone use that to demean you. In fact, I care more about South African football, and you care about South African football than many of the players. Many of them, former players, don't even watch football. I used to interview them and ask them about current events. And sometimes when there's a Soweto derby, the cultural thing we do is talk to former Pirates players, former Chiefs players. I found that many of them didn't know the names of current players. Many, like maybe over 70% of them. So you are important whether you played or didn't play. Me being a writer, me being someone who's a broadcaster, you doing what you do as an analyst, you've done some stuff on TV, continuing to do that now, is a greater contribution than just playing. There's many I will own a PSL club one day.
For sure.
And that's a different contribution. I used to coach and you used to coach kids, hundreds of kids in my township. That's a great contribution. That's actually more than just playing 10 matches in the PSL. Would I have loved to play in the PSL? Even if it's 30 minutes, I would have cried my tears out to play in the PSL. But I've made a greater contribution than many people, even those who played 100 matches, by coaching children in this country. So never ever allow anyone to demean you by not playing. We are going to make more money than them by just talking about football because there's different ways to contribute in South African football.
Thank you very much for that, Mr. Nkeki. Really appreciate it.
Please go ahead to the match.
Congratulations to Hugo Bros. Of course, an expected result. We saw what happened in the game. I think in Mozambique, I don't remember them having a shot on target, to be honest. But there's one thing in Nganywa. He's emphasizing that the team must play. But Nkulego, I think... And you don't even know what namhlanje. But of course, we are obsessed with people who play. But you know what the thing is? You can see the training ground stuff that I really enjoyed from him. But I think it's very important when I talk about Bafana Bafana, before I can mention the good things. What has happened in football with average midfielders, Mr. Nkeu? Mr. Nkeu, you know, this conversation is very deep because I like Mapangula. More especially, I watched his growth into the PSL, where he's an exceptional midfielder at lower levels. But I always say that what you do with development, what you do at lower levels, might not come out the same at the highest level. You're looking at Ekwaiba. Ekwaiba is not a ball player, but he's a space player. He's not a player that wants the ball in his feet. Upeguli Rook as well plays almost like a centre-back, in my opinion. Nkulego, that has killed some of the creativity. That has killed... Football now looks... When you're watching football... I want to put this the right way. When you're watching football, Mr. Nkeu, you don't get the excitement anymore. You don't get the chills. And that's why I'm a big lover of Spanish coaches. In Spain, they don't care about physicality. They don't care about the body size.
Yeah.
That's why you will see, even in Portugal, if Vitinha adlala lapayana with the Neves, you will see a Pedri, a Gavi. Because for them, it's about the brain and the skill set. Are you able to find a 5-meter pass? And also, with these kind of midfielders, they hardly bring out the best in each other. We are playing against Umapangula and Uliruku. Both of them want to stretch the ball. What happened to us all the time, see Avela in midfield with short passes? If petty baller, and I know that you are a Tito Maswangayo or a Kwaiba. Come shorter. We are Butuma in that box. That's why certain players, you won't see them thrive, more especially when they play with certain players. Because when you play against the Richards, you're playing with midfielders that pass the space. Right? Now you must run off the ball. With here, they feed him the ball straight into feet, it shows that international football is the highest level of football. Technically, we need players who are superior technically. This is the thing, even with Pirates, with signing this boy, Kwaiba. One thing that they are not aware of, Nkulego, is the boy is a space player. He's not a ball player. Also pass Aubani, because there's Makaula there, there's Mbata.
They don't know how to pass the ball.
You need a midfielder that knows how to pass the space.
Yeah.
So how are they going to find him? Even here, sometimes it's NH. I don't want to criticize. Sometimes it's NH. That when a player looks energetic, it looks like he's doing something. For me, there's two clear-cut chances he missed in the ball. And for me, the technique of a player is more important than how the player covers the distance. There's things that I liked, more especially with my centre-back. I like the left-back. He looks really good, very technical, but also he's an athlete. But it's very important for technique. And Coach Mangoba mentioned this, Nkulego. I think football is moving away from technique. We cannot sacrifice technique, more especially in...
We're going to get to a point, sorry to cut you, just on that point.
Yeah.
I think we're already there on the point where we can take Abu Akane Simbini, about 11.
Yeah.
Akane Simbini is a 100-meter sprinter. He's a South African. He runs 100 meters within 9.9 seconds. He's a world-class athlete. It's him, Nawutebo Khaliapile from Botswana. Those are athletes. Guys who run the 100 meters with 9.9 seconds, 9.75 seconds, right? We are getting to that space, especially in South African football, because in Spain, they do the right things. In other countries, they do the right things. Where here, we have a bunch of athletes playing football. Like, we fall in love with the body and how busy they look more than what they think and how they execute their vision. It's a bunch of athletes who are playing. We are there now.
Yeah.
If most of these foreign coaches are uneducated. They are educated in a stereotypical way of doing their licenses, but they're not educated in terms of understanding the demands of each region that they are coaching in. In this country, we are better off when we select players, Abo Manyesa, Abo Andelechale, Abo Tsovilagazi, players who can think on the ball, players who can find space in short passing. But we have a lot of athletes now.
Nkulego, I like Spanish coaches, and there's a reason why. I like how they build the composition of those teams.
Yep.
Fullbacks, Nkulego, they understand that fullbacks are not for attacking. But that's why they play with almost midfielders, wing fullbacks. They think like midfielders.
Yes.
Because the responsibility of fullbacks is to support play and to create an extra number. You understand, Nkulego? The composition of midfielders, they know, Nkulego, that no one can run faster than the ball. They want technical players, players that can find 5-meter passes, 20-meter passes, 30-meter passes, if the game allows you. The wingers they play, which is what Roger was building at Pirates, the same. You look at the profile of wingers, dribbling wizards, because they understand that you don't need the same profile. You need different tools in football. Midfielders, you need people that can pass the space. You need midfielders, ball players who can find you straight in your way. Wingers, you need dribbling wizards. You need people that can dribble to eliminate, that can score. Center backs that play almost, they can defend, they can find a pass. The very same with the goalkeeper. That's the composition of the team. You look at our teams, the teams that we are building in Africa, it's the same profile, same personnel. Athlete, physicality.
Yeah.
Midfielder that have a profile of centre
In
backs.
fact, currently England is playing. I wish I would see it on the corner of my eye. They're playing against Senegal as we speak.
Yeah.
And as you're describing it, I'm thinking about the Senegalese typical midfielders.
Yeah.
It's big, burly guys who don't want to think on the ball, but they're very athletic. It's difficult for you to get the ball from them, but they don't use their brain. They're very athletic, very impressive. Abo Ismail Assar, Abo Crepin Diatta. They're very quick, but they don't have this.
Nkulego, this is why I'm very critical of Soweto, to be specific. Because initially in the year, I got criticized by saying, there's no way a Kaizer Chiefs can play, Orlando Pirates can play without Intwane Soweto dlala bukule ambisi. You need someone who understands the responsibility of carrying over 7 million people. A ball playing. I said in initial, Venda, you know, that Mafuni centre back, who's a ball player, tall, who can run and cover, go to Venda. If you're looking for a dribbling wizard, you can go to Eastern Cape, not Eastern Cape, you can go to
Even Davidson.
You can go to Davidson, you can even find a colored boy. Colored boys are very good wingers.
Yeah. If you want a technical winger who can swing in crosses.
You know what I mean, Nkulego? For me, I'm very critical of Soweto, to be specific, Nkulego, that we no longer produce those special midfielders. Where is a Dr. Kumar? Where is a Yeye? Where is a Teko? That's why now it's all Vilagazi, shoes Mushwe, Nkulego, because I understand Abu Kwaiba, I understand Abu Mapangola. And now, that's why players like Abu Mbule, they really frustrate me. Because he is the one that was supposed to be the eighth of that country.
Yeah.
He's the midfielder. He's the reference of the midfielders that are special that we have in the country.
All right, we need to focus on the game now, wrapping it up. Bogazi was there. He looks like an international player. You and so were the first people to pick up Mbutuma. That's not what we saw today. We don't usually see at Richards Bay because the demands of the games with Richards Bay are different. They play 3 forward players, and he showed us something we've never seen with him. Because he's always running after the ball with Richards Bay. Today he could link up, receives the ball, link up, chips it into space. We've never seen that. Just talk about these players who kind of impressed us today. Mbogazi, Mbutuma, and maybe someone else that impressed you.
Yeah, no, Mbutuma is the one that really impressed me. I think he link up player, I like the fact that he can connect. Ngithanda strike is mobile, but also I like a ball playing strike. Ngkhumbuza uSigobe kasi. Ngithanda lama diagonal chip work. I think even Ikram Reyners did it this season. But I like the boy. The boy knows how to occupy space. He knows how to protect the ball, which is, we've watched these big 3 teams. We've watched Sundowns, Pirates, Chiefs. I think he's probably better than all of those strikers in terms of he hold up play, which is very important.
The question would be the goal scoring.
The goal scoring.
Because we've not seen him score 15 goals.
But there's a finish that he got outside the box. He's an incredible finisher. A finish that a pass side net. But also, I like Uvuyoli Kapa. Looks very technical, looks good, less mistakes. Mbogazi, what a find. What a find. Nkela above everything of the boy. Nkela the passing ability of the boy. Which goes back to our conversation. We need technical players. Away from everything. There's nothing that is more important than a pass in football. And if you can't get it right as a professional player, like his passing ability, like the arrogance on the ball, I hardly gets bullied on the ball, Mbogazi. Like Usipo China in terms of the organization, less mistakes. You look at the right back as well. You know, Nico Mobi gets a lot of criticism. I think he did very well today, in my opinion. But to be honest with you, both wingers as well, I think Mfukeng is going to get injured if they don't give him a rest.
Fortunately for him,
he needs a rest.
I think this was probably the last game. Between now and July, I don't think he's going to play.
One thing, Nkota, the boy needs to learn how to combine. He needs to learn to be a team player. No matter what you can't always look for glory. Sometimes I know how to create opportunities for other people. The boy, he's very energetic, knows how to dribble his opponent, but sometimes it's an international stage. Know how to share responsibility. You understand? But he's going to learn. He's still very young. I think I think this is his second game he's going to learn. But overall, for me, perfect.
Do you think he has it in him, though, to interplay Nkota? Because Inaye is a different profile of a player. He's different from Mofokeng. Mofokeng knows football. You can see it. He understands football. He knows how to pass, pick a pass. He knows when to take on people. Do you think Nkota has it in him to know how to interplay, to see the space for another player to pass it for him? Because I think he's more instinctive. If to him, let me kick, let me shoot a ball at goal, he does that. And he does that more than he does anything else. Or if in his mind, he has to run into space, that's what he thinks. And he's very instinctive, but he's not the best football brain.
You know what I like about him? I like the fact that he takes risks. I like a wing or tatama risk. But I feel that he still needs a lot of training. I think in terms of Msizu, Fana no Kwaiba, Marondo. because rondos are the only thing that can help you in terms of critical thinking, quick thinking, being able to pass about feet, nokwazi ukubona ukuthi ukwazi ukucabanga, ukwazi ungacabangela ebholweni, ukuthatha decision before ibhola lifika ku. But to be honest with you, Nkuleko, for me, when I was watching a game, I don't want to come to work. I've got very high standards with football and watch a walking pace game. Respect us. For me, some of those players, badlalang too much walking pace.
But I told you last week that
it's
the last game of the season. To these players, they're going to play now in July during a game with the beginning of a new season. This is the last game of the season. You can't expect much from them. If they had a better opposition, maybe they would raise their standard. Yeah, but because we didn't even get anything from Mozambique. Mozambique never asked us questions. It was a walk in the park for Bafana Bafana. And also, you're dealing with human beings here, and you never get into this trap now because you're a coach of never understanding the context. These are young men. They've played a full season. June and July, even with you guys, remember, if you notice, I've not been asking you guys to be doing videos, iDiski, because I'm going to need you for 10 months. June and July are times to take a break because football starts from August to May. That's 10 consecutive months. It never stops. In June and July, it has to stop. Otherwise, even these tournaments, Club World Cup, they demand so much from the players that, and then they only have 3 weeks to rest before the new season. The fatigue carries over. So yes, I agree with you, standards, obviously, but it's a different context. These are the last... Mufugeng, we won't see him until somewhere in July. Maybe they're going to go to Spain or wherever they're going this year. We won't see him for the next 30 days. And he needs that rest. He needs to forget about football. He needs to play PlayStation. He needs to do a couple of things, go to a party here and there. He needs to forget about football completely in his mind because we need him for 10 months. Mr. So-and-so? Can you please give us a few seconds because I need to ask you this. Thank you, Mr. So can you please come in the middle? We are overstepping even our time in this video. I wanted this to be short. Just give us an idea of it's been a good season when the top 8 ni Pirates. Wonke season aphela ngoMay. What does your June look like for you when you are playing? What does June wako ukanjani? Do you go, because obviously you are from here in Joburg. What do you do? Do you go out? Do you ever go to Malaysia, Mauritius? What were you doing? And how long did it last, Lindo? How did you get your mind off of football?
Actually, at that time, I mean, because I had more time for my PlayStation. We started PlayStation, spend more time PlayStation, but what was...
Did you ever go anywhere in one of these, June, July, besides uhamba kwakho ne Pirates near somewhere? Did you ever decide to go? Because I know in England, some players will go to Portugal because there's sunny weather is in Portugal and Spain and Greece. They go to sunbathe in those countries in the pre-season. For you guys, when personally, even when you were married, did you ever go in the pre-season, especially in June, just to unwind?
I know Mzamkewe, hayi bengihlala ngikhona mina besijikeleza nje la njengembuzi ekula sifasiwe amaketango sijikeleza la hayi bengihlala ngikhona bengayindawo Mzamkewe yazi kwabona sebe sabale inhlobo le endala le ukuthi hlala khona la mfana kithi udlele khona la njengenkukhu ungayodlela le ngoba uzothi mawubuye ukuthola ukudla kuphelile so bengihlala ngikhona bese hayi lento kuyabo Malaysia Portugal.
The importance of unwinding from football in June. That's the point I'm trying to get to. How are you feeling in May after a long season? Usually, do you remember physically how are you feeling mentally as well after uksebenza for 10 months?
You feel tired, like awufuna ukabanga ngebhola awufuna ukwenza anything yabona makucala kukhulunywa ngokuthi imele kuvuke kuseni kuye gymini yo uyezwa nawo umzimba ukuthi uyala like bengafuni nje next. I was just sitting yazama straight play PlayStation leyo ukuthi ngiphume endlini bengafuni yazi umzimba comes a point where ingathi shut that down and if you're not careful in terms of looking after that body uzobona ngesizini yakho ukuthi performance yakho drop it and that is very very important and this is one thing that players don't understand ukuthi when we say rest we know why are we saying rest. That body comes a time where the body shut it down. It might shut that down so bona performance it we say no mhlambe lifestyle yakho ayikho right nan kanti no ulimazwe ukuthi at that time where you were supposed to rest it didn't rest.
There you go. Thank you very much Tutso. Yeah, Masiva Lemfoka Guardiola.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the players get tired. I think
Yeah, no.
it's been a long season. These matches, I think they're unnecessary, even these friendly matches. But yeah, if FIFA calendar has a day so corner, it's been a long season for these players. I would never really criticize them for playing here on a walking pace. The only thing I could say to them is that, number one, the Sundowns players, the first team is not here.
That's my worry, Mr.
Pagamese Sandla.
That's my worry, to be honest with you. I know that the video is already long, but that's my worry. My worry is the Sundowns players, that some of these players will be Misi Sandla, in my opinion.
There you go.
Thank you.
iDiskiTV, iDiski Times, World Sports Betting. Thank you for watching us. For breaking news, go to iDiskiTimes.co.za.
Shapunjan Bafwethu igama lami Lindo Pep, the best analyst in the country. Please don't forget to subscribe to iDiskiTV. Tanko.
This is Bongane Benedict Villagazi, they call me so. Niazi Bafethu, I'm a coach for life. They are back in winning ways. Please, I tell you to subscribe to iDiskiTV.